G'day, g'day. It's Alibar Jones here. Welcome back to the show. And for those of you who don't know who we are, we're a group of astral projectors who fly around and beat up the cabal at night and try and make the world a better place. And right now we're doing some crazy, crazy stuff with demonkind and demonic infrastructure on the earth. It's getting a little bit weirder, and it's even surprising us how weird it's getting. But we've been going after demon factories. We came to the conclusion that demons were constructed en masse, but we didn't understand how. And so we went looking around and we found these factories. So yesterday, what we did was we were looking at what was going on with Al Ghul and why did he regenerate? Like, we killed every demon that we could get our bloody hands on that had anything to do with alcoholism. And, you know, like, it's, what is it, 3 months down the track, they've regenerated like 85% of their entire empire. I go, well, how did they do that? Like, because what we understand about demonic capabilities for expansion, that doesn't fit that particular framework that we have. So obviously we're wrong. There's something we don't understand. And so we spent time looking for what the hell, how do they replenish their numbers so quickly? How do they do this? And what we found, we went to hell and we found a conduit, or 6 conduits, I should say, to different demon factories around the place. And so a certain amount of the loot that goes to hell also goes to these factories. And the one, we hit the largest one, and that one had a list of 233 types of demon that it made. It has like a, what do you call it, a showcase of 233 kinds of demon that it makes. It was definitely an alien construct. It was definitely not locally made. The materials that we see were not, that we saw were not locally produced. Is that how I'm going to say it? The concepts that we're meeting were not human. The intelligences that were running the show, also not locals. It's definitely an inserted apparatus or a device or a piece of infrastructure, might be a better way to describe it. There was a legal discussion also, like, you can't destroy us, you asked for us. And then as it played out, like, it just turned out to be a bollocks legal excuse and, just another delay tactic. What was interesting is how poorly defended it was, because there was just one moment where we had a false light concept thrown at us, and like they tried to encapsulate us in a false light bubble. So we could think that we destroyed it without that actually happening. But like, that was it. And that was a very, very, very weak tactic. Yeah, and it had these 3 towers in it, and a lab about how to experiment with the human emotional setup and how to create new ways to exploit that. New designs for the showroom, so to speak. And we saw that sort of thing with the god of lust. You may have seen my audio interview on Spotify or Buzzsprout or one of those ones, right? You might have seen it there, but I'll give you one of the themes that came out of it was that, like, lust is now obsolete. You see, lust was originally there for the 17th and 18th century. She was a big deal then, where she was trying to get married couples to have affairs. And so her manipulations were based on the emotional and psychological setup of the 17th and 18th century to try and break up families and create misery from there. And there's a whole backhander payback system that goes through all of depression and agony and remorse and guilt and all of the drama that goes into a divorce. And so all of the other demons that feed on that would give lust a little bit of cash for bringing that situation on. Kind of manipulation on humanity is a little bit obsolete, because the family unit has already been broken up, is already sort of in not completely, but it's in the process of fragmentation. And so lust doesn't have that many targets anymore. And so what's happened is these sorts of factories, they've gone in and they've rejigged how they work with human emotion. and then created a new demon to present the sort of promiscuity that Tinder can offer, or Tinder and parallel programs and parallel softwares can offer. And when you think about it, demonkind has to adapt with humanity. It has to, a medieval man, sorry, there's this old philosophical concept of the common man. And if we could figure out what the common man really was, oh, sorry, not natural man was the word they used, what natural man really wanted, if we could figure out what a blueprint would be to make them happy, then we could build society around that. There's a big idea, through the Enlightenment, but Karl Marx, of all people, shut it down. He says, every different man from every different era and every different culture wants a different thing. Arab man doesn't want the same thing as Christian man wants. Yes, we want a family, but they want a very, very different, they have a different set of ideals. And so you can't build a society that fits everybody. And these cultural ideals change, and these emotional sets that come with it for individuals change as well. And demonkind has to adapt constantly to the changes in human culture. And we found we don't know if it's the only laboratory, but we would guess it's the primary or secondary laboratory for that, and appropriately destroyed it, as I'm sure you will all be glad to hear. But there are 6 factories, and it was an epic mission, because it took us so long to dismantle the kinds of materials that we'd never seen before, the kinds of beings and concepts that we'd never seen before. It was genuinely a foreign object, this piece of infrastructure. So my current goal is that the god of alcohol does not rebuild his empire again. We've killed him 4 times, and it's a bit of a joke that it takes us 4 times to kill him dead, double dead, or whatever you got to do, right? But if you know how to double dead a demon lord throughout all time and space, please give me a call, let me know, because I don't think anybody understands this procedure yet, and I think we're pioneering in that regard. And I'm starting to get these emails again where people go, oh, my friend spontaneously quit alcohol. Good on you, Al. 10 points. The work we're doing is breaking new ground, but I'm not quite ready to claim the massive victory that we really want. However, the good news is that these factories, if we destroy all 6 of them, which is a pretty fair bet we will, what this does is limit the number of demons on the earth forever. So there's no way for them to replenish their numbers, and the wholesale death we've been dealing out to their kind will have a deeper and deeper meaning, because each guy will suddenly become precious. They don't regard their individual agents or their population to be anything less than totally expendable. And so their attitude and the way they deal with them makes them totally expendable. They don't mind sacrifice. The higher up demons don't mind sacrificing thousands of their own kind to ensure their personal survival. And we've seen incidents of that. So by crushing these factories, it means hell will eventually collapse on its own. But you can be pretty sure we're going to give it a bit of a push as well. So all good news. And for those of you who want to support us, and I think there's a lot of people out there who do want to support us, but don't really know how. I'm not going to ask for money. I'm just going to ask that you pray for our success. That if you take 5 minutes and go, please, universe, please, whatever it is that you pray to. I mean, we don't want it to be to a specific deity or even the big G. All right. It's probably better if you pray to the morphogenic field, or the Tao as it's known, or the Holy Spirit as it's also known. But pray to the field of earth for our success, that the things we want are successful, that the things that we need come in front of us, just appear in front of us, that the things that our ambitions are met, that we are successful in all the things we do. That would really help us. And it only costs you a couple of minutes a day. If you would like humanity to get out of this mess, it would be a really big way to support us, and we'd be incredibly appreciative of it. As usual, questions in the comments. I'm quite happy to answer them. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I run an education course for the kind of work we do. I'll train astral travelers to a very, very high level. And I have a course starting in mid-June. So if you would like to get on that course, click around my website and put your email in there, please. And you'll be invited to my education program. But for now, look, love to you all, and may the force be with you. Bye-bye.